Thanks for tuning in to D-ConneXion TV. I'm Donzale Powell with D-ConneX LLC. And today I have Celisa and Brandon Webster here, and we are going to be talking about janitorial services. I know you want to hear about it. Riveting, right? No, but seriously, there's so much cleaning and things that have to go on right now, especially with COVID. So I think it's a hot topic for us to talk about. So if I could have you all just introduce yourselves, tell us just a little bit about yourselves, how you started, and what's going on.
Okay, I am Celisa Webster, and I am the COO, co-owner of R&R Cleaning and Home Essentials, LLC. And
I'm Brandon Webster, and I am the main owner here, I guess.
cool. We started in 2016. I will let him talk about his baby, because this is actually his baby, his pride and joy.
Yes, it actually started from a family trip. I was like, hey, I'm tired of working for somebody. Get home, I'm going to start my own thing.
Yeah.
And everybody thought it was a joke, but I actually went through with it, and we've been rolling ever since. Well, actually, we have been rolling ever since, but my job that I was working at actually pushed it even more. So that's how
Wow,
things got
that's
started.
amazing. I've seen a lot of people that are pushing towards entrepreneurship now, here recently. I think it's always pluses and minuses with everything. Sometimes you get the headaches, but at the other time, on the flip side, you got some rewards that go on. So yeah, I appreciate you all sharing a little bit about your journey. I'm glad you kind of stuck with it. So what are some of the most important factors for businesses to consider when they're searching for a janitorial company? What do you all feel like it's important or makes a difference?
Well, one, when you're looking for a janitorial service for commercial, you want to kind of see what's in your budget. You want to kind of see if you can afford having in-house staff do your commercial cleaning, or if you can afford to go outside. From there, you want to kind of consider how many days do you need janitorial services? Do you need them every day, 5 days a week? Do you need them 3 days a week? Or some people just call us for once a month. So those are the kind of things. And then after that, we want to kind of take a look as to what you need. So do you need us just to come in and change the trash and wipe down and mop? Do you want us to come in and do a detail clean each and every time? Especially in a COVID environment, we definitely suggest that you do a deep detail clean every time, but some people can or may not be able to afford that. So kind of just see where your budget is and what your main number one needs are.
Okay. And are there typical services that people need? Like, what are your most common things? Like when people are going through the checkbox and they're trying to figure out the budget, what are the hot spots that people definitely have?
Yeah, a lot of surfaces, basically, like your desk, your front entry door, of course, your bathrooms, and break rooms too. For those who get to sit in their workspaces, break rooms are big too.
Really?
And that's for commercial. For residential, because we do residential as well. So with residential, our hot topics is baseboards and window sills and walls and appliances. Everything that everybody hates. Those are the hot spots.
I might be calling you out. Wow. Okay. So, and what do you feel like makes your company stand out? I've been in a position to where I work with a lot of small businesses, and janitorial is one of I feel like it's one of the hotter ones that people tend to choose. There is a lot of variety. So what do you feel like, makes it like, yeah, I need to choose them?
So for us, we build a relationship with all of our customers, and we make a complete experience. So from the time that you call me, more than likely, or one of my assistants, we know who you are. We know your name, especially if you're residential. We see you all the time. We are very down to earth people, and we want you to feel comfortable with us, and we like to empathize. So we know how it feels to be a mother, be a father, have kids, be a business person that's always on the go and don't have time to clean up. So we typically try to build that rapport and that relationship, and we kind of tap into how mental health and cleaning kind of go hand in hand with each other.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Sounds good. So I know that every business, of course, faces different challenges. Like that's just, it's like, I call it an ebb and flow that happens. You just are going to have it. So what would you say your top challenge is when operating your business? And is this challenge specific to your company, or is it just in the industry alone? Yeah.
Well, as of right now, it will be maintaining staff.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is scattering like, man, what I'm gonna do next, or they're just trying to find their own way. So that's like the main thing I say for us. As far as the trend go, I honestly can't speak on someone else's because I never know what they're going through. So it's kind of hard to judge that. But if I just had to throw an answer out there, it'll be staff.
I can definitely see that. But I think that it goes even beyond your industry.
Yes.
That's period right now, especially whether it's hospitality. I've seen food service. A lot of those people, it's almost like a revolving door, and being able to get someone in there stable that wants to work has been very challenging for people here. For a while. But it's been even harder here recently. So yeah, I understand. Now, as far as staff goes, or even training, like, and you don't have to give all the details of as far as how you train, but what do you feel like you all are strong in, at least trying to connect with new employees, or what are you doing to the best of your ability to retain once you got someone?
So if we can get them to start, which is the number one issue, is to get them to start. If they start, we immediately do training hands-on. We have a very small company, so typically you're working with either one of our leads, or you're going to be working with the owner hand to hand. We're with you the whole time. You see us every day. We're in there cleaning with you, so that way you don't feel like, oh, I'm just the staff and the boss is at home making the money while I'm out here. No, we're out here with you. We're out here smiling with you. So we're kind of in the field with you to get you to understand you, to get to know you. And we try to do different things. We have plenty of incentives that we do. We have competitions all the time between each other. Even us, we try to compete with each other, with the staff, and a lot of times they beat us. So we do a lot of little things to try to build the morale and keep them with us.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're on the right track. And I understand, like, again, in this environment, it's not just I don't think it's anything that you're particularly doing, especially if you're hitting things like that, like you're already covering those bases. It's just the environment. It's just tough right now. Yeah. So if someone was to come on, what are the processes? Do you have different criteria? Like, for instance, backgrounds, or what does that look like for somebody that's sitting at home right now saying, you know what, I wouldn't mind doing that?
Sure. So we typically hire part-time. Okay. We are a big family business, so we believe in being family oriented. We even allot time in between our schedules for our staff to go pick up their kids from school and come home. And if you want to work that night, cool. But most of our positions are in the morning time because we love to give everybody time to, readjust. Right. So we don't require any experience. We do background checks. As long as you got reliable transportation and as long as you want to work and you have a good personality, you can come on. We can train anybody.
I love that. That's great. And I like that it sounds like you're as flexible as possible.
Yes, we are.
Because, everybody has work-life balance and trying to sometimes do multiple things or trying to figure it out, especially with the kids and the homeschool. Oh my goodness. So I feel for my son's grown, so I don't have those struggles, but I can only imagine what people are going through trying to figure it out.
We do. We have kids. We have 4 children and they're all virtual. Well, they were all virtual. They just went back to school. We have one son who is still at home because he didn't want to go back. But we had to balance it, virtual work, all of that. So we empathize and we want to tell everybody, like, no matter where you're at, we probably are there with you too.
Yeah. Well, good. It's good. Like I said, y'all seem to be just sticking it out. So I believe I remember previously reading that you also have some type of product line as well. Can you describe what types of products you offer or what the benefits are to using these?
Yes.
There's the Home Essentials line, and we offer room sprays, candles, warmers, melts, as of right now, and then we're working towards an actual, just say, multi-purpose spray and floor solutions, things of that nature. So that's what we're working towards, but as of right now, it's just the smell goods first and foremost.
And are these products just for the use for staff when they're working on the home, or are they like for purchase? Like,
Both.
can somebody go?
Yes, they're both.
buy?
They're online. We have our website. They're there, and then customers can buy. Well, not say buy, but purchase as well when we're coming, or they could purchase what we have on us if they really like it that much. We have had customers do that.
I wasn't expecting you to say candles and
Yes.
burners and stuff. That's very interesting.
Yeah. And wall
Wall plugins.
Wall plugins
Plugins.
have those as well.
So what makes us different from most other companies is that we only sell clean aroma candles, room sprays. Everything that we have has a clean smell. So you wouldn't be able to get like a vanilla or anything from us because we like to keep it. We want your house to smell fresh and clean, or your environment to smell fresh and clean, because we do have some commercial contracts that buy our products to, maybe leave it in the bathroom so you can have some spray in the bathrooms for you. So yes, we have our product line.
Okay, good to know. Now, are you all Nashville natives? Are you from here? Or tell us,
Yes, born and raised
Really?
myself.
Okay, you too?
We just had this conversation. So
I was born and raised here, East Nashville, and my mom actually just moved back over there as well. And yes, I am.
So for me, I don't know what you consider native. Some people say, were you born here? I was not born here. I'm a military baby. So I was born in Colorado Springs. However, I've been here my whole life since I was 4, and between here and Detroit, Michigan. So my dad's side lives in Detroit, and my mom's side lives here.
Okay. And what do you feel like? Do you go to Detroit?
I've been going there every summer my whole life.
Okay, so tell me what are some of the pluses and minuses up there? Because I've been thinking about making a trip, so I'm just asking for my.
I will say the misconception that people always say they're nervous to go up there. I've never been scared to go to Detroit. I've never been scared to walk around, move around, and it may be because of my family. I'm actually more comfortable in Detroit than I am here, which is quite strange. But I love the family oriented, maybe because my family, how they are, but I love Detroit. Do I like it better than Nashville? I don't know. Maybe because I'm here all the time. Yeah, they about 50-50. I can't pick one over the other.
Okay.
But I love Detroit's food. So I love, Coney Island. Oh my God. I have to go to Coney Island every time I'm there. So just a difference.
Well, I when I hear Detroit, one of the things I think about is being cold. Yes. And I don't like to be cold. Yes. So yeah. I'll have to plan my trip in the summer. Yes,
and what's interesting is I've never been there in the winter because I've always went the summer every year. And I love their summers because our summers are so hot.
Yeah.
Detroit is like the perfect weather.
It's mild.
It's just mild. It's not too hot. It's perfect.
Okay. Perfect. I like it. So are there any goals or aspirations that you all have? And that could be, for the business, or are you just like, hey, this is where we want to be? I know that you've been growing some. Obviously, you're needing people or getting inquiries in order to have people, inquire about your services. But what's your dream? Where do you want to get to?
Go ahead.
I really don't want to say, but I will say the main goal is to make my company bigger than Molly Made.
Okay. Yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay, so we're gonna
I want my company to
some
be
little cars with some R&Rs on there.
Yes.
Okay.
I want my company to be that big, if not bigger. Okay. It's nothing against them. It's just that's the only big competition I see here. And I don't like to put us in competition with people because it's so much money out here. It's enough for everybody. So, but if you're going based off the name, I want R&R to be the biggest.
Okay, I love it. So are there any new trends in the industry that you feel like have been helpful to you all's growth for your business? Or like if you could explain, is there a new technology? Are there new things that are coming that you're using? Anything that you feel like would help viewers kind of understand, oh yeah, this is something I need to pay attention to?
Well, the same thing everyone else uses on a daily basis. TikTok, YouTube, which is my favorite. You name it, it's there for you if you're really looking for it. But if I had to put a stamp on it, I would say YouTube and TikTok.
As far as product, I know that people are trending with green products. That's like the new new and upcoming is everything green.
Yes.
So yeah, we do see a lot of. We have green products. We use green products, so we have both commercial grade, regular, and green products. So, but that is like one of the big trends is everybody wants green products and figuring out the easiest way to clean in the shortest amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
So
being really efficient.
Very efficient.
Okay. Now, what's the? And I can only imagine how much it varies. Let's sticking with residential.
Mm-hmm.
If someone wants like a, I don't know, 3-bedroom,
Mm-hmm.
deep clean,
Mm-hmm.
how long does something like that take? Like, is that? I know you said y'all work hand in hand. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, how many people would be doing that, and about how long does something like that take?
So depending on the condition, it typically takes 3 hours with 2 cleaners.
Okay.
So I tell people when you're estimating how long it would take, I always say how long would it take you to clean your house by yourself, and then divide that in half. So if it takes you 6 hours, then you will, because a lot of times when we're going out and cleaning, we're quoting and giving estimates sight unseen. And so we'll say, okay, so you're in the house. If you feel like, oh my God, it's going to take 8 hours, then if you have 2 cleaners, it's probably going to take about 4 hours. But because our cleaners are so well trained and they've been doing this day in, day out, all night,
Yeah.
they know tricks that I don't even know. So they can probably get it cleaned in 3 hours.
Okay. And what areas do you all service, or are there some areas that you have much more clientele than others?
We service everything in the Nashville and the surrounding areas. However, for reoccurring services, we only do Nashville area.
Okay.
But if you like moving out, one-time deep clean, we do go to Murfreesboro. We do go to Clarksville, but those are just like one-time things. But if you want reoccurring, we're in Nashville mostly.
Okay, Nashville area. Got it.
But we have a couple of reoccurring in Murfreesboro, so if you ask for it, we'll probably be like, okay, we'll come out there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Now let's see. For those that are, at home, let's say they're on a super strict budget, especially right now, something like that. Are there any things? Let's say they have a budget and they're looking for something that's affordable that they can do. Do you have any tips for them just to even just maintain for right now? And let's say maybe they want to put it in the budget, it's just not quite there yet.
You can answer it.
Well, one, I always say cleaning is self-care. Put it in the budget. Mm-hmm. It is self-care. Even for us, it's self-care. It's a part of my self-care is to get the house clean. I also, because I know it can be time-consuming, we say do one room at a time. So if you can only get one room done a day, do that. So I might today just do the bathrooms. Okay, cool. That's it. Going to bed. My bathrooms are clean. Tomorrow, let's tackle the kitchen. All right, kitchen's done. And just make your way doing that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. I like it. Now, are there additional supports that you wish were in place for a small business? Again, like I've worked with several over the years, but are there certain things that you're just like, man, either Nashville's missing this, or just the support that we need or could use to really, really catapult just isn't quite there?
I think we need more mixers and networking events. Mm-hmm. Because if we knew now, back then when we first started, I think we probably would have blew up a long time ago. When we started business, we really thought we were alone by ourselves. Like, oh my God, it's only us doing this. It became very stressful. So I think if we knew back then what we know now, we would definitely done a lot of things differently.
Mm-hmm. And so basically just making connections and being able to meet with other people that are in similar situations. Yes. And kind of working through things.
Yes, like if I would have met you, for instance, mm-hmm. much earlier, I think a lot of headache would have been gone. And just having that connection, because it's not even about being in the same industry. I don't know who you may know. I don't know what you may know. You might be able to give me ideas that ping. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't think of that. Routes and ways. And that's why I do a lot of networking with a lot of different business owners, because I'm like, hey, you never know. Like, we can work together, especially during the pandemic. So many people lost their businesses and a lot of business decreased. So I'm always thinking of creative ways that we can work together, even if we're not in the same industry whatsoever. There's a way that we can work together.
You are right. You're talking my language. Like, so for instance, I used to host these networking events, mm-hmm. because again, like connecting people, so it just made sense. Like, let me bring them all to me instead of me always going out. But you're so correct, and you just never know who somebody. You find out something, somebody else ends up needing it, or you get linked to someone. Like it's kind of really amazing, and I love it. And I've heard this. People kind of coined the phrase, kind of talking about your what your network is your net worth. Because there can be people in your network that you learn and they completely end up at the end of the day changing your net worth because you've made connections, you've learned something that you wouldn't have known. It's just one of those, oh my goodness, how did I end up here in this room with these people? And it was only because I spoke to somebody as they were coming through the door and we just ended up striking up a conversation. It's like those type of things that you're just being you're just being genuine. And then it translates into something that puts you in the right place at the right time. And you just able to kind of do what it is that you do. So yeah, I love that.
That's what we tell our staff. We preach that to them a lot and say, hey, when you're in customers' home, you really never know who they are. So when you go in there, you put your best foot forward every single solitary time.
Now, are there any trainings that you feel like you wish were out there?
Well, there are a lot of trainings. We did not know until the pandemic hit. We had time to maybe sit down and be still and be with our thoughts, but we ended up finding NBIC. Yes. We have been through groundwork. We've been through eMyth. We're going to be in Acorns program. I absolutely, hands down, love Angela and NBIC.
They'll get you there.
Oh my God. I tell them every day, like, if we would have known about this years ago, we probably would have been in a whole different place.
Yeah, I love their focus on shifting the mindset to you are the owner. Yes, you still can do some of the work. Yes, but however, at some point
you have to move.
You have to
let it go.
let the baby go.
That is very hard. We learned that in eMyth. That is very hard concept to not be in the field.
In all of it.
And not all of it, and letting go of that control, especially for him.
But on that side, I think it takes building the trust and being able to me, especially if I was in a position like you all, groom somebody with me, because I want you to talk like I would talk, not be me, but however good of a job I would do, I want to feel confident that if I leave and I go over here and I have to go to another state for a few days, you're over here executing how I would have it done, and me be able to trust that. So I think sometimes it takes time to get to that level to be able to have that type of trust, to be like, they got it.
And we're blessed. We have one staff who we can trust to be there. Yeah. He is amazing. He's been with us for years, and he is absolutely hands down amazing.
Oh my goodness, good. So tell me, are there any other things kind of within janitorial services? I know we've talked quite a bit in residential, but what are your jobs look like when they're commercial? Like, what types of things are you doing? How frequently? And of course, I know that depends on the client, but what's your average?
Average is after work hours. Again, like you said, it's what the customer may or may not want. And generally, it's just maintaining of the workplace.
Okay. Just kind of upkeep. So no, like, say for instance, restaurants that need complete grills cleaned and all, none of that.
Restaurants, but we tapped out of the restaurant industry. Okay. I think we tapped out. That was our first project when we first started. We cleaned a big corporation restaurant and like massive chains. And it changed our eyes. So we was like, that might not be for us. That's not our calling. So we're going to let other people handle the restaurant field. So we typically don't tap into restaurants. We typically do offices. We have salons that we do like maybe once a month. We had a lot of commercial, but once the pandemic hit, we lost most of them. And so residential went skyrocketing, commercial went plummish.
And not only that, from the explosion that was downtown, because we had some spots down there as well, and they was on that street, and they got hit. So that knocked us out the loop right there too.
Oh my goodness!
I know.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's amazing because I've been curious, and a lot of people that come on the show, I do ask, how has the pandemic kind of impacted you? Because it's in so many different ways. Some have blown up. Like, for instance, I have a friend that's a financial advisor, and he's super busy versus some people that are just like, now I need to find something to do. Like, I don't have any. So it's all these different, I guess, dynamics, just depending on what people happen to be doing and how much it affects them. So yeah, I was really curious.
I'm glad that we have multiple industries. So we do commercial, residential, and we do pressure washing, commercial and residential. So for us, pressure washing stayed the same. Residential went skyrocketing, and commercial plumaged. So thankfully, we had 2 other backup plans when the pandemic did happen. But a lot of times, I always look at the pandemic as time to reflect and pivot and look at different ways to grow with the world. So as looking at it as we was hurt that we lost a lot of money because commercial bring in a lot of money.
Right.
We took that time and said, okay, let us learn more so that way we can grow even bigger.
Yep. And as soon as, things start to bounce back, because, everybody, I think, tightened up really quick just to make sure that they could even sustain, as much as they could. So totally makes sense. Now, as far as you talked about your vision, you kind of talked about your goals a little bit. Are there anything, things kind of on the horizon that I know you said, hey, you should be good on staff after, here shortly. So should be able to be equipped for that. Any guesstimate on when you want to take whatever the next leap is?
I know what I want the next leap to be, but I'm not going to say it because it's like, it's in the wind. I haven't seen it done in the city yet. So it's and it's a very big purchase. So it's like, do I want to go that route yet? I don't know, but I do have something in mind.
Yeah, Brandon is always the creator.
I like it.
I do too. He pings and things come in his brain. He's like, let's go for it. And I'm just like, okay, let's go.
Yeah. And if you speak outside of R&R, of course, YouTube is like the funnest thing to do right now. Everybody does YouTube. It's a full-time job in itself.
Oh, yeah.
Because I do it outside of R&R. And let me tell you, that is, editing and all that stuff, it's a lot.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, real quick, before I get to where I want to make sure that people know how to get in touch with you, but just from you living here, are there any favorite spots that you have or favorite things that you all like to do? I like to make sure that people kind of know.
Nashville is a tourist city. Like, we don't even know Nashville anymore. Yeah. So when you say like to do, we're out here touring just like everybody else. I'm from Bordeaux, so that's my comfort zone. So I know everything there. I grew up there. I went to all the schools there. Yeah. He's from East Nashville, but they both look completely different. Oh. So we live in Madison area. So when we come into Nashville, we're like, oh my God, it's a new restaurant. We're tourists, so I can't really tell you.
It is. And that's why I like to ask. I'm telling you, half of this stuff I be asking for myself because I like to figure out what is out there. I get out pretty much pretty well. But even so, there's still something new that's popped up and I haven't tried it, or I'm like, is this worth me, making a trip downtown, those type of things. Fooling with parking, like you got to kind of evaluate all that.
I just went to Sedona's Friday. Yeah. It was amazing.
Tap house?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So just if you can, how can people get in touch with you, or where can they find your products or things like that?
So we are on all social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. We're on Facebook as R&R Cleaning and Home Essentials LLC. Mm-hmm. We're on Instagram as R_R Cleaning Home Essentials. And then we have our Home Essentials page, which is R&R Home Essentials. Okay. And then we're on Yelp. We're on Google. We're on any platform you can think of. You can always visit our website. It's www.rrcleaninghe.com. You can call our office. Our telephone number is 615-807-0252.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you all being on today and all the information that you've shared. So thank you for tuning in to D-ConneXion TV, and we will see you next time.